Hello, it's me again, der Bayer, and yes, I know what you're thinking. This is not a car. No wheels, no gearbox, no suspension. You're likely already typing, but I want the next Cisalpina episode into the comments. Please go ahead. I'll do this anyway, because I love it. Automation, the car company tycoon game, took over my life years ago, but before that there was Kerbal Space Program. I played the early access versions for ages when I was at university, but I never actually played the final game. It's time to fix that. I opened the game again last week just for some relaxation. And damn, is it good. So let's do a relaxed career playthrough with an episode here and there, without pressure. And yeah, it's a game very much in the style of Automation anyway, so maybe you will enjoy it the same as I do. We're playing KSP1, not 2, and it would not be where it is today without its community. A big thanks to all the modders who brought the game to the next level. Like almost everyone, I use C.R.A.S.H to manage my reasonably modded build. There are 3 main pieces to my modding pie. For the visuals I use one paid mod, True Volumetric Clouds, which adds physical 3D clouds you can actually fly through, and it's really good. Then Deferred, which modernizes the lighting engine for better performance and multiple light sources. Redux, the foundation for all planetary atmospheres and clouds. And then Firefly, adding realistic lens flares and light scattering. Parallax Continued, which completely overhauls ground textures with 3D rocks, grass and tessellation, and Waterfall, which replaces static exhaust flames with dynamic transparent engine tubes. For more rocket components I installed Restock Plus, a high-fidelity remaster of the original KSP parts for a modern look, a part of the Near Future suite, which is a massive collection of high-tech solar panels, engines and electrical systems, Stockalike station parts to expand the library for building complex orbital stations, and planetary base systems, which are specialized parts for building modular outposts on other planets. And to improve gameplay, I want to use probes before crew. This reorders the tech tree so that we first must master unmanned spaceflight before risking the life of our Kerbals, Strategia to overhaul the administration building and give us long-term mission goals, snacks to add a simplified life support model so that Kerbals need food or they stop working or even starve to death, and then also the contract packs for exploration and tourism plus to add more high payout contracts to fund the program. A link to C.R.A.S.H and the paid mod is in the video description. The agency is called K.S.P. Any similarity to a certain light sports car company or the word disaster is of course purely coincidental. Also the fact that my rockets typically are lightweight, fairly simple and not always pointing the right direction. We are playing on hard settings with a few minor changes. For my own sanity I enable quick saves and reverting flights. I won't use them to fix my engineering failures. My own rustiness is a welcome handicap, but I want to have them ready in case the game crashes, and you never know when you have such a heavily modded game. Also, let's activate that our Kerbals can actually starve to death, so that we cannot simply send them away for years without giving them their favorite snacks. And that's it. Let's head into the game. There we are, our glorious space center. Still in its infancy, with the lowest level building levels. The big building in the center is our vehicle assembly building, where we will build our rockets, and then later launch them from the launch pad. The tracking station helps us to track our spacecraft and to plan our trips. The R&D center is there to exchange precious science points for new and improved rocket parts. The astronaut complex is our place to hire new Kerbals in case we run out of pilots, engineers or scientists, for whatever reason. The administration building is there to boost certain programs, to focus our endeavors on specific celestial bodies, and to unlock larger goals and rewards, but currently we cannot do anything here yet. We will unlock the programs as we go. The spaceplane hangar and the runway are things that I rarely use. Building and flying planes is just not my cup of tea. But the first stop today is mission control, where we get rewards for achieving certain goals and fulfilling contracts. Our first goal is simple: leave the ground, ideally in one piece. So let's choose that one. And also we want to do some science, so we need to attach any science part to unlock more parts and make more progress. The other 2 options that we currently have are orbiting Kerbin, our home planet, something that's quite hard to do with only the base technology, and to reach for the stars, which basically comes before orbiting Kerbin, getting on a suborbital trajectory. So reaching space but not achieving orbit. We'll do that later. We are maxed out on active contracts now. Anyway, when we upgrade the administration building, we can do more contracts at the same time. But yeah, for now that's it. Let's head into the VAB and build our very first rocket. And we're greeted by Werner von Kerman. Hello. And it's time to build the first rocket. The name is Controlled Rocket Ascent and Sounding Hardware. It's a bit long, so I also put it in here. And this is the first iteration, of course. We probably need more than that. And yeah, so now we're in the VAB. And basically we have different groups of parts here on the left, nicely organized. We always need a command pod, and we have exactly one, and it's pretty bad. But yeah, that's what we have to live with. It's an unmanned pod. It's just for satellites. And yeah, let's just strap a few bits to it. For example, a solid fuel booster. And with this we could already fly and do the first contract. But we need to do a little bit more. So in addition to what we had, let's also use some science. Probably at least 2 thermometers. One for the ground and one while we're in the air. And one mystery goo containment unit. And other than that we don't have a lot of stuff. So we could already start like this. But yeah, as we don't have any parachutes and I don't want to destroy everything, we can also take less fuel with us and bring down the thrust to weight ratio. Currently thrust to weight ratio is at 4. As the name says, if it's above 1, then we can defeat gravity and actually lift off. We go for 20, we are at 0.85, and that's probably enough to lift off a few meters. I don't want to reach very high altitudes yet. Just want to fulfill the 2 contracts that we have. And with this setup, I think we should be able to do it. Once we burn off a little bit of fuel, this should be able to go beyond 1 and we'll lift off a few meters. Alright, there we are on the launch pad. And look at these beautiful clouds up there. Awesome. Yeah, we can already do a little bit of science here on the launch pad. We can log the temperature, and it says that the readings are nominal. And observe our mystery goo. And it doesn't do a lot right now here on the launch pad. Gives us a little bit of science. As we try not to crash, we try to recover this vehicle. And we also cannot transmit any science now because I don't have an external communication antenna on board. So let's just see where this goes. Currently we see our thrust to weight ratio is still below 1, and as we burn off fuel, this is slowly climbing up. But it looks like we are not reaching 1, so might not get any lift off yet. Yeah, no. So we need a few % more oomph. First mission failed. But we got the first milestone. We performed at least some experiments. We can reuse the same rocket, of course, and let's just give it a tiny bit more thrust. Yeah, 21.5 should be fine. And let's try again. Here we are. As I said, no controls, no brakes, no parachutes, anything, just pure power. And we are approaching thrust to weight of 1. Need to get ready to do some science. Yeah, we have lift off. And there we are. How many meters were that? I don't know. 5, maybe? So very spectacular first proper launch. Everything intact. We did the science while in flight. And yeah, we left the launch pad for a second or 2. There's no such thing as the final frontier. Yeah. And we have launched our first vessel, which we can recover and save a lot of money. Because we didn't destroy anything, we just used a little bit of fuel. Excellent, and 22 science already in the books. So let's see what we can do with it. We can definitely already unlock these two tiers here. So one is basic rocketry, basically giving us liquid fuel engines, which are controllable. Very good. And yeah, some adapters and a big decoupler. For survivability I need 3 more, and then we could get a parachute. And a better command pod. So I guess that would be pretty handy. And therefore we do a small trick, and I said I don't build any space planes, but I've built a very special one just for science. The best vehicle that we will ever have. Look at this. And we will just collect a little bit of science here from the launch pad. Again, yeah. The goo is not doing a lot, but it gives us science. 7 science, and now we're up to 20. We could afford also these ones. We get a smaller decoupler. This is also very handy. New science part, also very nice. I'm not sure what I want to have first, but definitely I would like to bring the science that I take back to the ground. So I choose this one. We need more missions, and that is these two look nice. We want to reach the upper atmosphere, and we want to reach for the stars, and that means we need to be on a suborbital trajectory. That means reach space. Not orbit Kerbin yet, but at least reach space. And we should be able to do that just with lots of power. Let's use our new Octo pod, and I probably want to use controllable stuff just so that we can throttle this thing up. So let's use a liquid fuel engine, the lightest one that we have, the Torch. And this still has plenty of thrust weight, so we can use a lot more fuel. But let's first build the probe itself. We have parachute here. The decoupler unfortunately is too large. You can see this does not really fit, so let's not use that one. And yeah, these two parts basically do the same, just this one is a different form factor and heavier. And then we have something realistic looking. It's quite huge, some Kerbals for scale. But yeah, like this we should be fine. Still a single stage rocket, and still part of the initial program. Staging is correct, so here we have 2 different stages. First, with the first hit of the spacebar we activate the first one, with the second one we activate the parachute. Ideally I would like to drop the fuel tanks and so on before I open the parachute, but I have no chance as we don't have the proper decouplers yet. But yeah, like this we should be able to reach space. Alright, there we are. We already have the science here from the launch pad, so nothing we have to do here. We can toggle the stability control. There are some reaction wheels inside the pod which help to keep this thing pointing upwards. Also the engine can gimbal a little bit, and the pod will also control that, so hopefully it will just point upwards. And for just reaching space we just go straight up. We don't want to orbit, no gravity turns, nothing complicated. Just point up and we will see the apoapse height here, and it needs to be at least 70 kilometers to reach space. Here it says also 18 kilometers to reach the upper atmosphere. So let's go. And it has a lot of power and lifts very quickly. Normally for the first 10 kilometers I try to go max 150, 200, so I'll throttle down a little bit, save a bit of fuel. The air resistance is still quite high in the beginning, So it makes sense to go a little bit slower. It starts to tilt a little bit, so it's... the gimbal from the engine is not enough. It's okay if we tilt a little bit, but not too much. If I slow down, it will tilt even more, so I have to keep the speed a little higher than I would like to. And I need to be ready to do my science. Look at these beautiful clouds. Really completely different game with those. Okay, now we're... it's a bit twitchy in the rear. Bit of oversteer. Normally I get these problems with unaerodynamic rockets. Yeah, around this mark, 20-30 kilometers. But so far it looks stable because we're quick enough. But yeah, it's a bit wobbly. We're now in upper atmosphere. We can do a bit more science. The goo is getting very cold now. And also a temperature scan. So we're really quick, and our apoapse is already at 120 kilometers, so we're definitely safe. Probably I'll kill the engine, because if I invest even more, we will just return more quickly. And I don't want to do that. I want to be slow so that the rocket doesn't burn up. Too much at least. And we are hitting space now. Really good. So let's do another science check. The goo has clumped into a sphere because, yeah, zero gravity. It also has become brittle. And let's lock the temperature and prepare for landing. So I will just let it fall down. But still we are rising to about 150k. It's a little bit too much. So now we're falling again. And falling quickly with 1 kilometer per second. Now we still have a little bit of fuel left, and I will use it to slow ourselves down a little bit. Not yet though. The problem is when we're too quick, we cannot open the parachute. And it looks like we have crossed the mountain range. So the space center is there, and there's a big mountain range here. And we are just landing on the other side. Hopefully landing, we'll see. So we are now back in the atmosphere at 50 kilometers. And I will use my fuel now. Just to slow us down. A little bit. Also, it's tilting now. And fuel is used up. I hope this is slow enough to not burn and to be slowed down actually. We're falling way too quickly. We have not a lot of time anymore. 7 kilometers. Now we hit the proper atmosphere and... oh, it's going way too quickly. No, 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 no. Ouch. Yep. That was too aerodynamic. Was just too quick to open the parachutes. But still a success. We have fulfilled our contracts. Even though it says catastrophic failure, for me this was a huge success, of course. Because we have several milestones, including a altitude record of 70 kilometers and traveling 32 kilometers away from home. A few speed records as well. Nice. We completed the upper atmosphere and we reached for the stars. Unfortunately we didn't get the science from space, So we still have to do that. Yeah, just 11 science won't get us very far. I would have loved to have the pressure barometer already with me, but that's not possible. So what do we do? Yeah, first of all, we need new contracts. Oh yeah, we should have activated that one. Then we could have gotten 15 science. Yeah, too late. That's another one for entering space and orbiting Kerbal. There are many different contracts for testing parts and for conducting certain science experiments in certain places. I don't like those. And also we can just accept 2 contracts for now, because all of our buildings are level 1. Yeah, with 15 I wouldn't have been able to get this part or the other one. So, not a problem. Still, I need to find a way to get this thing down. But this time we try something even more. We also want to go into orbit, and that will make it a little bit more difficult. So what do? We use the same science equipment, and this time I'd say we use an adapter here. And this makes the rocket wider to use the decoupler. And then we have a smaller thing falling to Earth. It will slow down much more quickly. And then it will hopefully survive. And below there we add the fuel tanks and so on. This one is a large one, yes. Painted black. We can only use 30 parts now, and it can only weigh 18 tons and can only reach a height of 20 meters. So these are the limitations coming from our level 1 buildings, the VAB and the launch pad out there. We need to upgrade those buildings, and then we can do a little bit more fun stuff. But for now we have to live with this. What do we have? We have the swivel at least. The swivel is good for launching, for hauling a bit more heavy stuff. We could make a multi-stage and use just a very light one here with 2 kilometers of delta V. Even 2.5 when we reach space. And then use a decoupler and basically the same again. Then we are still light enough, and we almost have enough delta V. So 30 parts, and I hope that this is enough. It says 4,300. So delta V is basically an indication of how far can the rocket go. Well, thrust to weight tells you how powerful it is, or how sporty. And delta V is the fuel economy or the fuel range. And we need about 3,500, I think, to get into orbit. So this should be plenty if I can get it under control. Yeah, we want to go to orbit now, so that's why it has a different name. And this time it's called the Flight Integrity Assurance System for Control Optimization. Hopefully we'll just need one of those to get into orbit. So let's try. Yeah, I think we are set up. Staging is correct. Stability control on. Fingers crossed. Orbit, here we come. Yeah, throttle up would be good. Oh god, beginner mistakes. No power. Wasted a little bit of fuel there. But up we go, and we are wobbling already because of the shaky start that we had. Hopefully it gets itself under control. Beautiful beaches. Very nice. So again, let's check. So yeah, I said 150 meters per second is a good ascent speed, and yeah, we want to reach about 10 kilometers before we start turning east and use the rotation of the planet to our favor, so that we need less delta V to get into orbit. Throttling down even more, so I don't want to push too hard through the thick atmosphere and waste a lot of fuel. We are through the thickest part already, and once we climb we can also speed up even more. So doing that now and start our gravity turn. Basically we want to go sideways as quickly as possible. Camera, what are you doing? We want to go sideways as quickly as possible so that gravity cannot catch us anymore. So, stage is empty, next stage, and there we go. Really powerful part now. Oh, oversteer! God, no, no, no. We don't have so much fuel. Oh, God, God, God. And I caught it. Spun out. Can even happen with rockets. I don't know if we have enough fuel now, but we will try. Perhaps it's looking alright. And now we are high up, so that we can just go sideways. And I want to do my experiments now that we are in the upper atmosphere. We're going a little bit quick for this height. And yeah, I want to get to around 200 kilometers maybe. Yeah, 190 is good. We're a little bit too quick, so things are almost heating up a bit too much. Not optimal. Not optimal. But we are getting there. We are almost in space now. We won't lose a lot of speed. The atmosphere is very, very thin by now, so it's good. Oh, there's the moon, by the way. Really close. And as we're spinning our way into space, we have finally made it. The music is announcing it. Let's do our experiments again. Ah, come on. Cannot catch it. I know how I can stop the spinning by activating time acceleration, but that would be boring, right? Ah, come on. Get to me. I had it. Just clicked too much. Ah, let's stop it. Stability assist. Let the reaction wheels do their job. Almost. Braking very slowly. Can't wait until we get proper control modules. And now we can lock the temperature finally. As we approach our highest point, the apoapse, we will further accelerate forward in order to raise the periapsis. And I hope we still have enough fuel so that it is enough for achieving orbit. Okay, pointing the right way again. Still a bit of fuel there. We have several milestones achieved already. And here we can take a look how it currently looks like. And the most important thing for me is right now this thin green line. This indicates that we have a communication connection to our base. And only when we have the communication I can accelerate and stage and things like that. And there will be spots along our way where we don't have this green line. So that's why I raised the apoapse a little higher than 70 kilometers so that we don't enter the atmosphere again without any control signal. I wanted to have a good view onto the planet, hopefully catch a base station and be able to do my maneuvers as I need them. In the future we might need a dedicated set of communication satellites so that we have a nice relay network. There's Kerbal, our sun, And there's the moon again. And there's another small orbit, another small moon, the Minmus. And we can take a look again into the overall solar system, Kerbal system. There's a mod for adding more planets, the outer planets mod, but I think we have plenty to do with the base version already. And all of these smaller planets also have moons and so on, so there's enough to do, and I really didn't play much beyond Duna in my initial tries. So it will be all pretty new to me. So let's speed up time a little bit until we reach the highest point. And we lost control connection. We're almost at the highest point now. Just waiting until I get control again. Still not there yet. Oh god. We're sinking already. Come on. There we go. Lost 7 kilometers of height. But there we are. And let's turn back forward. And accelerate until this one is above 70, and then we will officially have achieved orbit. Yeah, it's possible. We have 100 meters of delta V left. And there we go. With 91 meters per second left, we have achieved orbit. Can deactivate SAS to save a little bit of electrical juice. And yeah, into the great void. It's just the beginning. We have entered space properly, and if we don't do anything, we will stay up here forever. And we can do several strategies, and these are now these larger programs that I have mentioned. So there's a program for exploring the moon with satellites and probes, and also for Minmus. Local science is about exploring the Kerbal Space, the Kerbal Space Center. I don't really want to do that. Really good. Now that we are in orbit, I want to check out if there are any contracts that we can already fulfill with this. And also I need to do my science, I think, in space. If I didn't do it yet. Establish stable orbit. Yeah, let's choose that because we just did that. And then start exploring the moon would be the one that's probably next. We will see if we do that or Minmus first. And there we are at the tracking station. Let's head back into our vessel. And yeah, let's wait until we're on the sunny side again to initiate our return burn. We don't have a lot of fuel left. Yeah, we might have to land on the dark side, unfortunately, because we don't have a lot of fuel, but we'll see. I can see what effect it has when I brake here. It's not going down quickly enough. I need to land on the dark side of the planet. It's a bit of a shame, but nothing I can do. So I wait again until I'm at the highest point and then slam the brakes to bring it back to the ground. Because that's also one thing that I still need to do for this contract. So we're basically at the highest point now. Pointing backwards. And slamming the brakes. Oh yeah, we are coming in pretty hot. Didn't pay attention. Normally I would like to enter the atmosphere a little bit more carefully so that we don't burn up. I still have 6 meters per second. Let's speed up again just to be a little bit higher. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, 11 kilometers. That's pretty hot. We can turn around and separate ourselves from the other thing there. That will give us another 1 or 2 meters per second. Let's see. We're at 1945 now, and if we do the stage separation now, yeah, 2 meters per second. Yeah, made us slower. I should have pushed me in the other direction. Another mistake, but it doesn't matter. Let's speed up until we enter the atmosphere. Unfortunately, due to the shape of this thing, I'm pretty sure that it will turn the wrong way around. We have now entered the atmosphere again. And we don't have any probe control by now. That might not be too nice. Let's see where it takes us. Let's use the shadow against the Milky Way. And now we get some light. But still no control. Might burn up again. The very fragile parts are now pointing directly into the direction where I don't want to have them. Please hold up. Coming in very hot. Oh, there was a thunderstorm down there. Oh yeah, I don't think our parachute will hold. No! It was all going so well, but this is too much, I think. Yep, just pointing the wrong way. Still, it's cooling down. We're through the worst part, maybe. Maybe we are lucky. And yeah, what I didn't mention is the feeling that you get when you first achieve orbit. I don't know if you played KSP, but if you didn't, it's absolutely epic. If you have no idea what you're doing and finally you make it after dozens of tries, you achieve stable orbit, maybe at some point you land on the moon. This feeling, such a rewarding game. It's crazy how rewarding this game is. I never had this feeling in any other game. It's super difficult, but once you get it right, this feeling, you're really proud when you finally achieve it. It's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't tried it, give it a go. It's not that expensive. Absolutely amazing. And unfortunately, I cannot relive that feeling again. But yeah, looks like we are doing good. We are really slow already. We're up 12 kilometers and we are so slow due to the very unaerodynamic shape that I can deploy the parachute. and I can do that without probe control, so really good. So let's just fall to the ground. Unfortunately, we are here in the dark. But yeah, this is basically what I wanted to achieve within this episode. Achieving orbit, and next time around we will choose our next mission. I'm not sure if I want to do Minmus or Moon first. Minmus is easier, but Moon would be the logical choice because we can see it from here. This is the moon that we really want to visit. This is what we want to learn more about, and I think it would make sense to go there, even though it's more difficult. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this, even though it's a little bit different. Although the spirit of the game is pretty similar to Automation. It's a big sandbox for engineers. You can play around, you can build crazy stuff. It's so much fun. And that's why I hope for you, maybe as a regular viewer of the channel, that you still enjoyed it. And if you're new, please check out my other stuff, like, subscribe, whatever. I build cars mostly, and car companies and the story behind them. Check out the rest of my channel, would be much appreciated. Alright, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye bye.